I believe I progressed on my preliminary task in many ways. First of all, I have improved my planning since I filmed my preliminary task. For example, in my preliminary task, I used minimal storyboarding, and this showed as my preliminary task did not have the camera shots to fit in the conventions of drama. And it looked very unprofessional, but as I moved on to my main task, I realized the importance of storyboarding, so I planned my shots in advance. I saw what worked and what didn't work, so I could be more selective with my shots, so my product would come out to be the best it could be, and before I even touched the camera. I also learned to use equipment checks as they are very important. I learned this while filming my preliminary task, as I went out to film but forgot to check my camera was working and I had a low battery. This stopped me from filming. I started for keeping my filming schedule, which then made me rush my preliminary task. I then started to check equipment beforehand, and this helped me in my main task as this wouldn't happen again. I've also progressed with my editing as with my preliminary task, my editing was not as high quality as I had little experience with the new editing techniques such as the eyeline match and the match on action. I found these really difficult to recreate, meaning my shots did not transition smoothly. This hampered the quality of my film. After I gained some experience from practicing, I realized my final product needed to have the best editing techniques that it could be. So I recreated these editing techniques. This made my film transition a lot smoother and made my film seem more professional. My titles have also become more sophisticated, as in my preliminary task I used Final Cut to create my titles, which was effective but too simple and did not connote the themes that I was trying to connote my final product. So I then started using Adobe After Effects, and I learned how to be proficient in this software. This gave my titles more interesting to the viewer and made it fit with the conventions I was trying to convey. I have come a long way in my camera work too. As in my preliminary task, I found it hard to lay out my shots and I didn't take into account the importance of framing. This made my shots look really messy. So in my final piece, I took into account framing as a very important part. This made my film look even better. Finally, I realized the importance of teamwork, as with my preliminary, I took a lead role and did not listen to my partner's advice. This made my film worse. So I learned to listen to my partner and added his input, which made our film more dynamic. In conclusion, I believe I gained a wide array of skills since I filmed my preliminary video, and I believe it was important I made these mistakes at first, so I didn't make my final coursework.